them in. That linkage has not been explored. So here I would like to ask Mr. Srinivasan as to, what is it that you have done to make RSBY happen?
Yeah, before that, Joseph made a statement. Why is it that economically included or financially excluded? If you take a figure of 30% as 35% as people living below poverty line, at least 50 to 60% of these people have money to think about insurance. But has the penetration level reached that? It has not. So I think the problem here is people have a need for insurance, especially general insurance, but they don't feel the need. That's why there is no demand. So when there is no demand, obviously there has to be push from the suppliers. And of course that push comes with mis-selling and all those. So to avoid this, I think literacy is very important. So financial literacy is not there even in cities. Why go to villages? Why go to poor people? Even in cities, even here in this hotel, if you check, it's not there. So this is a major problem which has to be resolved if we really want financial inclusion to be a real one, not a gimmick or just for the sake of some figures. So to avoid this, what to do in between is government has stepped in like this mass schemes like RSBY. RSBY is a great scheme because at this point of time, health insurance has reached hardly 7% or 10% of the population. And it hits people below poverty line because they have no money to, people die. We have seen, they can't afford to go for treatment. So I think RSBY has certainly been a first stage health scheme. It's brought out in a very innovative way using cashless, smart card and so it's working very well because government is supporting it, government is funding it fully. People are not paying except those 30 rupees which they pay for the card. So that's a fantastic scheme. The question is how long the government is going to support it. And second thing, anything which comes from the government almost free, people don't understand. See, that's a problem with the mass schemes. When somebody funds it, people don't understand and there's a lot of misuse. So which is what we are currently seeing in RSBY in quite a few states where it's again being misused by hospitals, intermediaries. So it's a challenge when people don't understand what they have. So ultimately financial literacy is very important and that needs to be supported by a permanent infrastructure at the place. That's why I always say Gram Panchayat is good. Second thing, why don't we develop people as insurance agents in villages? People are there. There are educated people in every village. Literacy level is definitely much better today in India. Why can't we train them, make them agents, make them earn money on a regular basis? That will be a permanent infrastructure. Because if you use other institutions, today banks sell insurance, but there's a lot of mis-selling. They just force customers, when somebody comes for a loan, they sell a product and the person treats it as a cost of loan. He doesn't even know that he has bought an insurance product. That is why there is lapsation. That's why many of the general insurance products are never used. Our claims experience is very good because people don't understand that they have bought a policy. So I think that is not the way to, that's not a long-term way. So financial literacy and creating a permanent infrastructure backed up by technology, I think is the right way to go.
Shefali, I want to ask you one question. You have a very large postal network, 150,000. So, so okay.
Well, I want to take off both from your point of credibility and your point of, why not have a permanent structure? I want to address both of them. See, what happens is, Postal Department, the PLI is the oldest insurance scheme in the country.